Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV, and welcome to the Autodromo Nazionale Monza for round 67, 68, and 69 of the British Sim Race Touring Car Championship. One of the quickest racetracks of the year, and it's so good that we're coming here twice. We are here now tonight, and in a few weeks' time, when the showdown is in full swing, we'll be here again, but without the first chicane. In the commentary box then tonight, alongside me, Adam Bath, it's Andrew Woodhouse. Ciao a tutti, Andrew, and yeah, we're getting set for what is set to be a slipstream fest in the free races that we've got tonight.
Yes, hello everybody. Hello Adam. Yeah, we if Tuesday's anything to go by, this is going to be great. We're one day away from the start of the Italian Grand Prix weekend. What a way to start the festivities by throwing some Kia Optimas around Monza.
I haven't got too long to go in the qualifying now. I think we've just got under 5 minutes to go. We can run you through the championship standings, though, going into this race meeting. And it's a very good championship standings if you are in the Northern Lights Racing GTO Mega team, at least in the Drivers' Championship anyway. It is headed by Nicole Foggy and Stephen Baxter. Just over 100 points between them. And it's Pete Harrod in third, Wojciech Savidovic in fourth place for Apex Racing, leaping up a position ahead of Dave Baker, who hasn't had the best race meetings recently. Then Ross McFarlane in 6th, Jamie Rushworth ahead of Jack Sedgwick in 8th, and then Jake Blackhall in 9th with Kip Stevens in 10th. That is the state of play there. And of course, we're not too far away from the showdown getting underway either. So that 10th position bubble, it goes down to 12th now, doesn't it? So Alex Simpson and Rusty Laidler, they'll be also in the fray too. And then over to the AM category, it's Rusty Laidler leading Mark Woodhouse by 10 points there. Then Maciek Sakovic, Chris Wood, Michael Blake 5th. And Dan Brown, Adam Hadfield, Paul Smith, Adam McNally in 9th, Mark Johnston in 10th. And very quickly, team standings, it's CQR leading Northern Lights Racing GTO Mega, then Apex Racing 3rd, Team Mad 4th, CQR Academy in 5th, and Northern Lights Racing Scuderia Haggis, Simmortal, Vortex Raceflow, Automech Knock Hill, and Boosted in 10th. So that's the state of play in the team standings.
Yes, and tonight's races, 3 of them. First one will be on time, second one and third one will be on laps. So qualifying's ever important around this track, Adam, and given the fact that a lot of the teams will be setting up with slipstreaming conga lines effectively, it's always difficult to find space without getting your lap ruined by people maybe going a little slowly or trying to set up and trying to get yourself some space.
Yeah, we saw in the Belgian Grand Prix practice, the team McLaren's trying to slipstream practice there, and that didn't go according to plan. So,
no, in fairness to them, that wasn't exactly their fault though.
Yeah, there was an error at Mercedes wandering about the track, wasn't there, back then? Definitely won't be having any of that here today. We did have Mercedes on track in the World GT Series on Monday night, but yeah, today it's all about the Kia Optimas, and the run out of Parabolica. It's a longer run to the timing line than you think, so we could see some slipstreaming finishes, some photo finishes as well, so there are plenty of opportunities for action over the course of the free races. Plus, of course, we've got the reverse grid to look forward to too.
We saw a very, very close one with Tobias Cherney and Lando Norris on Tuesday night, which went down to 2/100ths of a second or something like that going to the line. So after Norris had made the move into Parabolica, he still nearly got taken by the line. However, this Kia doesn't quite have the slipstream of the Mazda, so I don't think we're going to have that sort of situation quite as often. Just looking out there at the track conditions, it's 18 degrees air temperature, 19 degrees track temperature. Only a 3 km/h wind, so the winds aren't going to play too much havoc, and they're not going to promote excessive slipstreaming in one way or another. So these are pretty much the best conditions in order to drive the Kia Optima, really.
Really is. We do tend to see quite some variant in the conditions and in the BSRTC. Usually start in the morning, then we have the afternoon and late afternoon conditions. So we'll see if there's any variant across the free races today. Needless to say, though, that no matter what conditions we're racing in, I think the slipstream's going to be quite apparent in all of them. So guaranteed good racing in all three. And of course, in the first race of the day, which is about to come up, it's going to be the fastest guys at the front. It's the order set by qualifying, and then race 2 and race 3 going to be set by the reverse grid, which we've got coming up later on. Not too long to go in the qualifying session then. Currently, it is Alex Simpson on the front row, but he is currently behind Nicole Foggy, and he's behind by quite some distance if we look at Monza times. Good third of a second. The Northern Lights Racing GT Omega car has in hand over the iRacing Road Pro Series champion.
That's a cracking lap by Foggy, isn't it, really? Yeah, to beat everybody by a quarter of a second is ridiculous on this very track. Sven Glatzel's up there as well, Stephen Baxter, Michael Hall. Stephen Baxter, of course, trying to get the lead back from Nicole Foggy, who took it away from him last week. So Foggy now leads by 104 points. It's crazy how it turns around, how the fortunes change here in the BSRTC.
Long to go then. And
Rusty Laidler, by the way, has taken the lead of the AM category by 10 points.
That AM category just gets closer every year, doesn't it?
It's brilliant.
Even though it does have a showdown of its own, but it does also provide a lot of the action in recent years. Remember Paul Smith and Richard Gorst looking it out, and then out of nowhere, John Roberts, of course, with his supreme talent in the boosted car, managed to take it away from them with a brilliant run of form in the final few races of the season. So everything is still up for grabs, really. And of course, when the showdown begins, that gets closed. All the points get closed right back up again, and it pretty much starts from zero. And we've got a much shorter showdown this year. We've got Brazil back in there. I think we've got Suzuka as well, and of course Monza no chicane just before the final race meeting of the season at Daytona.
Of course, Monza no chicane.
Wouldn't have it any other way, would we?
That's like the showdown Talladega race, isn't it? That's like the one that's going to that everybody complains about and always ends up quite enjoying when they get there. So qualifying is over. We're just waiting. I don't think we're waiting for anybody else to come across now. But if the showdowns were to start now, Wojciech Swidovic would be in it, as would Jack Sedgwick, Nicole Foggy, Stephen Baxter, David Baker, Pete Harrod, Jake Blackhall, Ross McFarlane, Jamie Rush with Alex Simpson, Rusty Laidler and Kip Stevens. And then the three wildcards would currently be Ash Sutton, Sven Glatzel and Brian Holmes. In the AMT category it would be Laidler, then Daniel Brown, then Magic Sakovic, then Chris Wood, Adam Hadfield, Michael Blake, Mike Woodhouse, Paul Smith. And the two wildcards there are Adam McNally and Mark Johnston. And then for the pro teams, it'd be CQR, then NLR GT Omega, then Apex Racing with the wildcard being CQR Academy. And the AM teams, it'd be Team Mad and Scuderia Haggis with the wildcard being Simauto. That's how it stands currently.
And we'll move on to the grid then. It's on the screen. Let's run you through it. It's Nicole Foggy starting on the pole then. Alex Simpson 2 tenths behind. Then Sven Glatzel just a few hundredths behind in third. And then a matter of thousandths back to his teammate Stephen Baxter in fourth. Then it's Michael Hall fifth. Chris Wood, highest of the AM drivers. That is a fantastic lap time by the Team Mad driver. Put it up there in sixth ahead of the reigning champion, Wojciech Swidovic in seventh. Then Jack Sedgwick 8th, Ross McFarlane 9th, Stuart McFadden running at the top 10. And it's Colin Cunniff in 11th. 12th is Matt Bunn, 8 tenths behind. And then moving on back, we've got a host of AM drivers. Will Daniels, Mark Johnston, Dan Brown, then Martin Frunz, Jack McIntyre, Jamie Rushworth. And it's Adam McNally and Maciek Sakovic rounding out the top 20. Adam Hadfield 21st, Mark Woodhouse 22nd. Going to be a tough race for Jake Blackhall with all the slipstreaming. Racing on the other side of the world, of course, with an Aussie connection. And Paul Smith, the Yorkshireman, starting in 24th. Tristan Bodice 25th. Josh Thompson in 26th place. Took a handful of good performances in the World GT Championship on Monday night. And Rusty Laidler, Pete Newman, Kip Stevens in 29th. Christian Rose in 30th, then Rob Graham, Jordan Giddings. And rounding out the back of the grid, we've got Dave Baker, Michael Blake, Nathan Davis, Scott Malcolm. And here we go. Woody, ready for the start?
Race 1 at Monza. It's green now as the lights are out. We're away. Great start by Alex Simpson. He's already into the lead then. Into the first corner. He's going to take the field on the inside line. He's very cautious on the brakes. So here comes Nicole Foggy, championship leader. He's going to get in and amongst him into the braking area. There's a car on the grass in the background. I think that's Kip Stevens, but he's just keeping out of trouble. And everybody very, very well done getting through those first two corners. That was some patience, Adam, and not what we normally see in the BSRTC. That was very impressive.
Yeah, so often we see cars getting turned across the front of each other. Of course, the quarter panel is a major thing in the BSRTC.
Oh!
Oh, that's Ross McFarlane. And also, that was Alex Simpson taking a huge amount of inside curb. Also a slowdown.
And it's not helped him. It's not helped him at all. Into Lesmo 1. There you go. They're both cutting each other off and also slowing each other down. Simpson leads the way then. And then it's Foggy, then it's Glatzel, Baxter. And Michael Hall in 5th place. Wojciech Sudovic, 3-time champion in P6.
Go under the
How well can Alex Simpson defend here at Monza, Adam? It's not normally easy to do that.
Have to wait and see what he can do then. He's got a lot of defending skills to do, of course.
What an Ascari by Foggy.
Very good run. And with this blue and black livery, this could be the opportunity. We're looking for the chopper here. Ben Glatzel's got a perfect view as well of what's going to happen going into the Parabolica. He'll be a very brave man for Foggy to get that moved on around the outside. It's all going to be about the brakes. And Alex, for now, will have the inside line and should have the position. But credit to Foggy, he's got a pretty good line going around the outside of the final corner.
He has, but he's got to slot in before Sven Glatzel decides he wants to dance as well. They're on the white line. You can't really go past on the white line. On the inside of the white line, I beg your pardon. Simpson and Foggy then, side by side, into turn 1. Foggy supreme on the brakes. He's going to take the lead. That was very, very easy indeed for the championship leader, and that was a beautiful show of braking there. And we saw at the very start, Adam, even though he was behind, he nearly... Well, he pretty much did keep the lead through the first 2 corners, and that time he was level. There was no contest that time.
And just it shows as well in the BSRTC that it defies logic. You see a driver going around the outside of the Parabolica and you think, surely that can't work, but he used it as a perfect setup to go down the front straight and had the outside line and the racing line going into the Rettifilio and took the lead away from Alex Simpson. But the front 6 separated by 1.5 seconds just about as we go through the first of the Lesmos, and Alex using a bit of that gravel. He won't be the first and he won't be the last person to do that. And problem for Chris Wood there, who's had a good qualifying. He's now drifted outside the top 10, down to 11th place, and it could get worse as here comes Will Daniels.
Yeah, he's slipping down the order, Chris Wood, somewhat. 5 places lost. He's going to try and get past Colin Cunniff in the second. He's on the inside into Ascari. Is he going to go through in these series of 3 fast bends? Left, then right, then left again. Foggy blinking at the front of the queue, but still leads the way. And here comes Wood again on the inside into the Parabolica. He comes, and will he wrestle that away from Colin Cunniff? Let's see. Very late on the brakes is Wood. Cunniff's going to go around the outside though, Adam, and like you say, more often we're seeing that outside line actually being almost the preferred one.
Look at this now, we've got 2 by 2 and we could be about to make it 3 wide. You can see a lot of people behind not paying any attention at all to that white line. We now go back onto the official part of the circuit.
Well, I think you are allowed to go over it as long as you're not making an overtake. I believe that's the rule, but I could be wrong. Oh, and Cunniff's missed the chicane. That's going to be a nightmare for him.
Yeah, well, the good news is it isn't the first or second lap of the race, so it shouldn't be too bad, but he's having to get out of the way quite a few cars now, and looks like it's punishing him heavily now.
Well, it's going to affect him all the way to Curva della Roggia as well. It's not a substantial, it's not an unsubstantial length of straight acceleration section going into Roggia. Now Wood dives, Sakovic trying to dive up the inside of car 46, which is Adam Hadfield.
Board with the inaugural champion of the club series, used to be run on a Sunday night. He's chasing Adam Hadfield now going into the second Lesmo. But that's very running wide by Jack McIntyre. That's going to give Hadfield the opportunity he needs going down the short back straight towards the Variante Ascari here. It's Hadfield on the left of this onboard shot, and so it's McIntyre on the left, and then it's Hadfield on the right. But it looks like the Youth Energy card has just enough in hand going into the Ascari chicane to maintain his advantage.
Yeah, it's very close there. And McIntyre always seems to be in the thick of the action.
So
and somebody's on the grass making a move. I think it's Cedric.
4 wide in the background. Sorry.
Where?
It was just in the very back of that shot. Yeah. Will Daniels Jack Sedgwick.
Sedgwick, Johnston. Mark Johnston up in 10th place. That's very good. And then here's Wood, big head of steam, and he's got that qualifying pace, Adam, and he's looking to use it here in the race.
Where does Chris Wood go in all this?
Oh! There's a space on the inside. There's room for a small one. Oh
dear.
My God! And look out, everybody! Oh no, this could be it.
Rushworth.
This could be a real issue.
Oh, Paul Smith darts out the way. Here comes some of the Vortex cars.
Oh, they haven't seen the carnage. Oh, that's what the Automech car's going through. Oh man.
Well,
how on earth did that happen? Trying to squeeze each other on the straight, were they? Sorry.
That is. Oh, it's a replay. Oh dear.
Well, that's a bit aftermath, really. That was. I want to see how it was caused.
They drifted into it. Oh, McIntyre has another incident. Also turned back to the pits and all that. Mark Johnston, Will Daniels.
I'm quite amazed that the cars who came through in like 30th, 35th place, something like that, did not see that a mile off and slow down sufficiently. It didn't look like they bothered to slow down.
Oh, here's it again. Here's Mark Woodhouse. We're going to slow it down a bit.
Well, I think they're going to find... Yeah, so Cunniff then.
Oh.
Oh, just about makes it. And then he goes... Oh, he tries to go around Sakovic. Can't quite do it in the chicane. Yeah, it's all a bit mental, was that?
Well, let's take stock then. Fastest lap of the race is currently being held by Stuart McFadden. He sits in 8th, but he's not going to be troubling the leader as yet. As we come onto the front straight to complete lap 4. Here is our leader, Nicole Foggy, with a third of a second advantage over Alex Simpson as we quickly approach the halfway mark of this opening race.
I'll tell you who's having a very solid race is Matt Bunn. He started in 12th, he's up to 7th. And Bunn's showing some good race 1 pace here.
And there's another place as he gets past Ross McFarlane, who looks like he's had a very poor exit of the Parabolica, because that's also McFadden up a position too. So change of position there, Scotsman.
Yeah, two positions unfortunately lost for, from his point of view anyway, fortunately gained for Matt Bunn and Stuart McFadden. It says Magic Sakovic has crashed, and I fear that that's come true, Adam.
Oh, he's overshot.
Although he's gone through the... Yes. He has. He's just completely... Has he missed his braking point, or has he
might get hit? Oh, no, he's missed his braking point. Obviously preparing for the showdown race meeting, which is taking place later in the season.
He's missed it by a mile, and he is actually taking the chicane there. Very good.
There you go. All polystyrene.
That's what you want to see, dude. You want to see that. If somebody does miss that, that's what that's for. I don't know if you get less of a penalty for doing that or what. Nathan Davis is obviously having fun. I've just seen him in the background, absolutely mullering the curves at the Curva della Roggia.
Yeah, he's sat in 27th. He's had a very good, entertaining race. 12 positions gained. He's now trying to fight it out with Vol Graham, who looks like he was the Automech not-killed car that might have took a bit of Kia Optima to the bonnet when the cannibalization of the front straight took place.
I think you're correct on that one. It was definitely him. Pete Newman's having all sorts of issues. Look at that. That thing does not look good at all. It looks like a Picasso painted.
But he was racing with a controller.
Bits of Kia Optima where there shouldn't be any, put it this way.
It's Frankenstein's monster.
Well, he's not racing with a controller now, but... car looks awful.
It's probably handling like a car with this getting driven with a controller, probably. It's a battle for the lead, though.
Nicole Foggy's going to take it, I think.
Yeah, Alex Simpson trying to wrestle back control of the lead here. He had it at the beginning. And watch out for Stephen Baxter as well. He's trying to take the lead in the championship away from Nicole Foggy. Just over 100 points between them. Alex Simpson's going to do what Nicole Foggy did to him.
Good. That's very good indeed. Very good late on the brakes. And he's learned a couple of times there, hasn't he, how good Foggy is on the brakes, and decided to try and apply his own skill to that situation. And there's a problem. There's a big problem. It's Hadfield, Woodhouse and Cunniff and a couple of others. I fear that the same thing's happened again as it in the...
Oh dear, someone's missed their braking point.
Oh, it's Woodhouse. Boom. Oh man, incoming Woodhouse there. Not a sight anybody wants to see. As I've probably done that to a few people.
Shades of Salvatore Tavano, I think, in the World Touring Cars. Oh, here comes Stephen Baxter. Antonio Luizzi as well in the first chicane a few years ago.
Oh dear, that was at the start, wasn't it? Oh dear, 2010?
2011,
Was it a HRT? Maybe.
Yes, it was the HRT, yes.
Oh, it came flying down, absolutely wiped out about 3 or 4 people.
Had a few.
It's Wojciech Svidovic as well. He's got in on it. He's decided to come to the party.
Yeah, he has. Championship leader who started 7th on the grid, now up to 4th, and could possibly eye a podium here as he's got Stephen Baxter within his sights, closing in the slipstream, and he's only 2 tenths behind as we come into the Parabolica.
Svidovic set the fastest lap of the race on the previous lap. In fact, it is laps this race. Actually, it's not time.
Yeah,
curious for the first race of the evening.
It's 11 laps or 35 minutes, whatever comes first. And yeah, Sam Kumo, our cameraman and director, quickly sees the need to get rid of that and has the need to show us this battle because it is very exciting indeed. This is Matt Bunce, Jack Sedgwick and Stu McFadden. Bunn in the middle, McFadden on the left and Sedgwick on the right.
Well, this is very close then. 3 wide. McFadden wisely backs out of it. The car on the outside, though, Ross McFarlane. V-Racer liveried car, driving for NLR GT Omega, of course.
Chris Wood fighting back as well.
Yes, not the Burnley striker. Burnley currently playing the Europa League match.
Formerly in Leeds, of course.
Yes.
I think you need him at the moment.
Oh dear.
So now.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. And now, Sedgwick
felt the need to do that to Jack Sedgwick, but slight tap as the temperature just creeps up a little now as we get into the second half of this race.
Yeah, 5 laps to go, including this one. Just getting a little bit more interesting, isn't it? As race ones go, Monza is usually a good one purely because of the slipstream. Here comes about for the lead again then. Simpson versus Foggy, now versus Baxter and Wojciech Svidovic. Now, Alex Simpson will be hoping that Stephen Baxter and Nicole Foggy, the 2 title, well, I said the 2 title contenders, they're all title contenders here, really, if they can get in the showdown, but the 2 championship leading drivers, he'll be hoping they get into it. It looks like Foggy's car is very, very quick in a straight line because he is absolutely flying.
Well, here we go.
Oh, this is pretty close. Baxter on the inside. He might be able to take second position away here with the slipstream. Is he going to take the lead away, though, Adam, as Simpson decides he wants to defend outside the white line?
Foggy's trying to give him the widest berth, but Alex is moving across and prevents
Foggy's
the free ride happening.
Foggy's on the grass, he's so far over.
Here comes Svidovic in all this. Oh, you can see
Wojciech's car.
Yeah. It's got a mind of its own under braking there, and look at how Alex has gained 6 tenths of a second, almost 3/4 of a second in the space of 1 chicane as 2nd, 3rd and 4th go into battle.
For some reason, he was always good in that chicane when we used to race it together. He was always a bit better than me in that corner. Just the smoothness, I think. I think he can just nail the perfect line every time. Now here's Foggy and Baxter into the Rozier. Foggy hits the first curve. Baxter hits the second curve pretty hard. And here comes Wojciech Svidovic. He's going to try and get a second place into the first Lesmo. He's going to do it.
Oh, that was perfection there. I know we get accused of being biased, but
can he keep it?
Oh, just about. And what a perfect cutback through the Della Roccia there. And Svidovic up to second place. Can he challenge his teammate? He's got a 1.2 second deficit to close up. I believe the slipstream is about 1.5, so we'll wait and see as indeed here comes Foggy.
He's got a really good run on the outside. Oh, I just can't do it because Baxter had the slipstream from Wojciech Svidovic. Through Varianti Ascari then. This is a great scrap for second place now, really, because as it's turned out, well, Simpson has escaped slightly, but the slipstream is still strong enough at 1.1 seconds to make this interesting.
Yeah, we'll see how much it comes down on this front straight. It came down about a 10th on the back straight towards the Parabolica. Now Svidovic can fully wind it up, and we'll see if these two decide to slot in and help the gap close down. It's just about to go under a second as we come across the line on lap 9 of 11 now, so 3 laps to go.
I think that's a smart idea, though, really. keep that race victory in sight, because it will help for the podium credits, of course. Which we haven't really spoken about this year at all, actually.
No, we have not. And over the course of the evening, we'll get on to the showdown, because we're 2 days away from September, and the season finishes in November. So we are gradually approaching the end of the season now.
Yeah, showdown is not far away at all, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, just listen to the braking for the De La Rosier as the car's desperately trying to scrub off as much speed as possible into that medium speed chicane. And, oh, bash goes McFadden over the curb, bash into Chris Wood. And Wood, is he going to bosh it up the inside? No, he's not.
Going to come back at him though. Here comes McFadden into the second Lesmo. Not really an overtaking spot, it's just a 90-degree right-hander, it's what it is.
It is in the Kia Optima, because they'll find overtaking spots wherever they can. Oh, Josh Thompson's in the race, I didn't even notice. He's up to 15th, actually. Biggest mover, you'll never guess who the biggest mover is. David Baker. That's not often. No offence to Dave, but he's not kind of the person who's gonna bash out +20 position races all the time. He's had a great run out there.
Yeah, he's up to 18th. He'll be hoping for a very small reverse grid for the second race, and then he might have a chance of getting a win on the cards as Kip Stevens, no mistaking him. He's trying to get past Adam McNally here, looking up the inside into Parabolica. Dave Baker might follow him through too.
Let's see then. I know he had quite a meme against Adam McNally the other night after the MX-5s, I think. Kip Stevens only. The reason why I've never spoke to him in the commentary box is he only speaks in memes.
Polls.
So
yeah.
So, but he's doing all right here. He's in the middle of it all. Paul Smith's up to 14th as well. He's going well. Tristan Bodice is going very well as well. In 20th, just did a very good lap time. Actually, it was nearly the fastest man on the track.
The last race meeting before as into the back of Stevens goes Christian Rose. We have
when's going to be?
Week 13 break. that's next week. Oh dear. 2 laps to go.
Week 13 is nearly upon us already. It's amazing, isn't it? And then we're off to the Sim Expo in Germany. Of course, that's 2 weeks away. Please join us there if you can.
And here at Jim McFadden, Chris Wood and Dan Brown. Three drivers are quickly racing as if they're trying to get to the Sim Expo early.
Chances are we're going to be gate crashing people's parties, so do turn up.
BYOBB, yeah.
Yes.
Up the inside comes Chris Wood.
What's the extra B for?
That's a typo. It's up the inside. And apologies if you've never seen The Simpsons before. Onto the backstretch.
I forgot about that one, BYOB. Oh dear.
Well, this battle's definitely burning away here.
Le Grill? What the hell is that? No.
Up the inside goes McFadden. This battle's turning away like meat on a rotisserie here. Final lap of the race. Sorry, we're making you hungry at home. On to the last lap of the race, and this could go anyway, really. Pro versus AMS. We've got two AMS and a Pro driver and an AMS sandwich. Jim McFadden.
An AMS sandwich. There you go. That's what it's called in Yorkshire. Do you want AMS sandwich? No. The inside goes McFadden. On Chris Wood. I'm not even on the beers this week. As goes around the outside, gets a good drive off the corner. It's going to be close with Chris Wood. Oh man, who's going to get this? I have absolutely no idea who's going to get this. The two Scots are engaging in bump drafting, it looks like.
Oh, only a crazy man would go up the middle, and Dan Brown nearly did think about it going into the final corner. In terms of,
of course, it's Dan Brown, isn't it? Not Ross McFarlane. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
I can tell you that Savilovic has got the gap down, but I don't think it's going to be late enough to challenge Alex Simpson.
Mate, it's super close. It's 0.3 of a second.
Battle though.
I think we need to go to the front, to be honest.
Here it is as they go under the banking. and it's the front three duking it out for the win here. Alex Simpson, he may be outside the top 10 in the championship, but he could be fighting for it come the end.
Well, he's only 11th, so
He's
got every chance.
And a win here will give him the podium credits he needs.
But will it be a win? And that's the question, because Wojciech Savidovic and Nico Foggy, it's almost 2 moves there by Savidovic. Foggy's trying to go around the outside in the Parabolica. Coming out of the Parabolica then, Alex Simpson is on his way to the line. Is he going to win his second race of the season for Apex Racing UK? I think he is, yes. Our colleague takes the win. Well played to him. Wojciech Savidovic in second place. Nico Foggy in third. And fourth, Stephen Baxter. And Jack Sedgwick in fifth. McFarlane, Bunn, Hall, McFadden. And Wood, is it going to be? Oh, it's McFadden and Brown. It's Brown on the line. Daniel Brown buys. He says nothing on our timing screen. He says 0.
Oh, yes. Stephen McFadden had just about a tenth of a second. That was a pretty comfortable advantage, I think, if you compare it to what Chris Wood had to do. Here's the battle that we saw. Brian Holmes and Jacques Alette, and that's in front as well. So
Jacques Alette, yeah. It was close. Not a very good lap for Holmes, it looks like, and he's lost a lot of time. I wonder if he's out of fuel, you know.
It's a 59.
Yeah. Not the best one for him. Lee Demo we're just waiting for, really. And the Simauto car, he comes across. That looks like it completes the
yeah, it does.
The proceedings, but it was all about the start for Alex Simpson, really, Adam.
Yeah, got a great jump away from the line. I'm sure that SDK may have done a bit of help.
Oh.
When he got passed by Nico Foggy, he was able to get the lead back a few laps later. And once those drivers started fighting it out for second place, Savidovic, Foggy and Baxter, Alex had that 1 second lead, and the time Savidovic got it down to 0.3 of a second and got to within striking distance, it was too late. So well managed race by Alex Simpson and also by Apex Racing UK, because in the end it was an Apex Racing 1-2, and Nico Foggy and Steve Baxter, there's still very little to separate the top two in the championship as we get set for race 2, which is going to be coming up soon.
Yeah, it was a tremendous race. The results of it are on your screen now. Alex Simpson takes the win. Win number 2 in the BSRTC for him. Wojciech Savidovic in second place. Nico Foggy in third, Stephen Baxter fourth, Jack Sedgwick fifth, Ross McFarlane sixth, then Matt Bunn, then Michael Hall, Stuart McFadden, Daniel Brown. It was 0.04 of a second here on the official results for Daniel Brown ahead of Chris Wood. Jake Blackhall in 12th, Paul Smith in 13th, Rusty Laidler 14th, and then Dave Baker in 15th, 16th, Kip Stevens, Adam McNally 17th, and 18th was Tristan Bodis. P19 went to Maciek Sakovic, with Max right behind him, then Christian Rose in 21st, Josh Thompson, Pete Newman, Nathan Davis, and then Adam Hadfield in 25th, Colin Cunniff 26th, Michael Blake 27th, then Brian Holmes, then Carl Jacquelet, Martin Front, Robert Graham, Scott Malcolm, Jordan Giddings, and then Lee Demo was the last man on the lead lap, 1 minute and 48 behind. But he will be eligible for the front of the grid. If we have a full -1, it will be him. Then Mark Woodhouse, if we have a full, it will be him as well. And then the retirements, well, there were only a few of them. Adam, and that they were Glatzel, Rushworth, Daniels, Johnston, McIntyre, and Jason Cooper didn't take the start.
Yeah, most of them were all involved in that wreck on the front straight. Apart from that, we didn't really see anything else, really. So,
no, there were virtually 0 crashes. I mean, there might have been a few nudges, but nothing really crazy.
Of course, we do have an instant limit in this series. I believe it's 15. I wonder if that will get triggered at any point today. It's going to be interesting to see. But once the fast guys are in the midfield, I wonder what kind of tactics they're going to use to get their way to the front. We'll find out soon, because it's time for the first reverse grid of the evening. And is it going to be a big one or a low one? We'll wait and see, because it's time to hand over to Sam Kumo. He's going to spin the wheel. And we'll find out who's going to be on pole for round 68 of the season. 4 -2. So that is...
So 4 -2 should be Jordan Giddings, I think, who goes on to pole for Scuderia Haggis. Home of Scuderia Ferrari, so... Well, maybe that's a good omen for him. Auto McKnock Hill then on the second and third place. It's got Malcolm and Robert Graham. Martin Front for Scuderia Haggis in P4 with Carl Jacquelet in P5. So we'll see how they get on when we come back for race 2 of the evening here in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship.
Yeah, I thought it looked like, oh, he's blocking now on the left side. We see Enricandro on the outside. Now he has the inside on the Senares, and maybe he's got the position. Wow, some very close racing. I saw Calestani move and then stop. So,
Right,
oh, he's on the grass. Oh, man. Yeah, good speed for Calestani in the slower section. Let's see if he can get good slipstream now. Of course, he will have DRS.
Yeah, so he'll deploy it down here. He's not going to be close enough, is he? Unless there's maybe he can use the energy deployment, and down the inside goes Calestani. Andre had to deploy some or recover some energy pretty early on there, and it allows Calestani to just use his extra bit of battery power, but he's going to be under pressure here. Now the slipstream and the DRS this time for Andre. He goes to the outside, Calestani holding onto the inside. He's got a swoop round here, does Andre, but Calestani maybe has the ideal line. Maybe he doesn't. Andre round the outside, he's going to have the inside for the next corner.
Oh.
Now superb defense. Can Calestani come back? No.
If Gobbi will bite the bullet and pit next lap, or if he is staying out, we know that Harrison Finch is pretty comfortable out there, so I don't think he will be responding quick enough. And now we see Calestani. Suarez getting lapped right now by the guys in P2, P3 and P4, and what I'm seeing right now, and Calestani goes for the pass. Oh, not an easy place to pass here at the Bico de Pato. Absolutely. That was a brave move. It was maybe Andre was caught by surprise by the lapper, and again at the Junson. Oh man! Oh, Calestani almost goes around.
And where's Thompson in relation to this? Here comes Josh Thompson. So Calestani might still have a move at this second position, but here comes Thompson with the slipstream, with the DRS here. Andre's really vulnerable here, and Thompson could get the pad in. To the outside, it's going to be 3 wide, and Thompson's off, and he could hit the wall. He's missed it though, and Andre moves, holds on to second position. And Calestani, I think, may have just made the overtake.
Yeah, we see on our live timing they are very close. Calestani finally makes it. Now he has to defend big time in the Reta Opposta because he will not have DRS and Andre has it. We've seen some pretty aggressive driving.
Oh, that's aggressive as well. And he's made it.
I think there was a slight touch between them maybe, but Andre made it.
But he'll know that he's got a chance at this one. Andre and Calestani super close. Calestani to the outside again. Andre deep on the brakes. Can Calestani go all the way around the outside? He's going to have the inside for the next corner. Andre gives him space and holds onto it for now, but Calestani has got an awesome run here, and he's going to have DRS and such a better line here. Andre goes defensive, hasn't really got the overspeed as Calestani, but round the outside he goes. Is this the move which is going to give him second position? Andre still on the inside, still hanging on to the second position. But back comes down the inside, and Andre could finally lose this one. Still round the outside. This is incredible battling. Andre tries to just squeeze him on the apex, tries to push him out. It does Calestani. Andre, though, will not give this one in. He's got to go defensive once again. This is absolutely incredible. He's lost it, but he hangs on.
Oh. How did he save that? How did he save that? Wow. But you see Calestani is hanging just a little bit back compared to the previous laps. So maybe his tires have given up, or maybe he's got some kind of damage from the contacts they've had before.
He's got absolutely nailed this exit. Those tires will be screaming. They were on lap 18. Gobbi, lap 21. Has he got the run? It doesn't look like he has, but he's going to have a little bit of DRS. It's not closing in though down the pit straight, and Andre's going to hang on to second position. Calestani third. Gobbi ends up in fourth, and Thompson holds on to fifth against Ragusa. How on earth did you manage to keep Matteo behind for all those 46 laps?
Oh, to be honest, I have no idea. I was really struggling with the tires. I think that at the start of the race, I was faster than him. But yeah, my front tires were just dying through the whole stint. Like I finished the race, I was maybe 30% of tires lasting at the front. So, well, I just try to defend and try to be smart and
Lee Dima is now only second behind Ralph Cullen. I don't know how that's happened. Cullen then was about 8 seconds ahead at one point.
Dima has
And
been
now-
flying.
Yeah, a second a lap, every lap. You know what, that kind of slow speed down the straights of the BMW may not be too costly, but Dima, he's got so much more...
Oh, Cullinan with
Oh.
a big slide through the exit
Oh,
of
wow,
Villeneuve.
he's under pressure.
Now he's really got to hold the inside line in Toza. Now, oh, Dima gets a great exit. Cullinan's going to have to block the inside into Piratella, surely. Surely he has to come across. Dima's going to be through here, is he? No. These GT3 cars, they are quite large. So, you know, your vision can be
Oh,
obscured.
he's got the man here.
This is a great exit. This could be a chance.
God, just go
And this time
all
he's
out on the
really,
outside.
really deep on the outside, and Cullinan loses rear, but he still somehow manages to fire the BMW out of the Tosa hairpin. level with the Mercedes, and the BMW is maintaining the straight line speed with the Mercedes. Here we go into Piratella. He throws it in, Cullinan. Does he have the adhesion? Does he have the grip? Yes, he does, is the answer. Dima tries to cut back, but Cullinan is on the inside for Acqua Minerale. There is no overtaking through here. Now, Sam, this could be the moment for Dima. Maybe not into Variante Alta now, but he needs to just have a good chicane and set him up. Cullinan is breaking in the middle of the course.
Oh,
Just
he's
not
wide.
the optimal line.
Oh, he's got to defend here. Got to go all out defense, try and get to the
Oh,
inside,
he
get the
pushes him, he
inside.
hits him. Makes a bit of contact on the straight now.
Oh, he's trying to steal the dummy. Oh, you got to defend. You got
Is
to
he going to have a second chance? Is he going to be down the inside? Cullinan
he's
goes
wide.
deep. He goes deep on
He's
the brakes.
got
He's
him.
on the grass and leads.
they can get the run off.
But it's the final corner. And can Cullinan respond to that passing move by Dima? He's going to be very close. The line's coming up. Cullinan's got the shortest run, but I think it's going to be Dima. It is indeed Lee. Dima gets to the line and wins a brilliant battle. Brilliant.
Because here comes Holgate. He has the outside line through the final corner for the final time. Once again, photo finish here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Will it be Tim Holgate? It's going to be Christopher DeMerrick at the line.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Richard Warmingham, currently Evdoka's just a little bit ahead of him. Warmingham does take that lead, and it's going to be awkward for these final few corners. Warmingham floors it, he's away quick. Evdoka actually gets a pretty good run, but he's not going to be able to challenge across the start-finish line, just behind Steve Lavelli, under pressure from Stuart McFadden already, but it's Warmingham away well from the pole position. Evdoka challenging into turn one, and Lavelli having to go defensive against McFadden. McFadden looking to the inside. Could there be contact between these two? Not quite, but he's going to have to go defensive once again. Ayres just watching, just behind. Jamie Ayres could not quite take that. Stuart McFadden nearly took third position at the start of the race, but they're losing each other a lot of time now. And the top three pulling away up ahead. Erzo is just concentrated on trying to make this move. He's gone to the outside, maybe came to a little bit of a dummy to the inside, not quite. McFadden couldn't shove him off the circuit though, and round the outside goes Ayres. He just wants the cut back now, but they get on the power at a similar time. Slightly better traction there for Jamie Ayres, and McFadden is squeezing him right to the wall. That was good defense from Stuart McFadden. Ayres to the outside gain as the track narrows. Down the hill they go. A little bit deep on the brakes perhaps as McFadden, but there's not too much you can do on the exit of this corner because you're straight into the next complex. It's very much single file here, but Ayres goes into the back of McFadden ever so slightly, but that was nice defense from McFadden.
Quick glance at the front of that Mercedes, looks okay. I think that is a dive bomb there. We see Callinan on the inside of Malcolm. BMW against Mercedes, and he makes the move.
Another one coming up, Colin Robinson, and here we go side by side. McFadden on the outside, Ayres on the inside. It's going to be switched around though this time. Ayres has got to try to just hold it round the outside. He's going to have the inside for the next one, but can he just stay level? Yes, he can, Stuart McFadden. That is brilliant driving there to just get his nose ahead, and he's going to have the inside as well into this hairpin. This is the great racing you can get around Motegi. Can he just push Ayres off? He tries to, and they make contact. That could have been a whole lot worse. Ayres may still even have the inside for the hairpin, but he really got his run compromised by that move from McFadden. Evdoka in the slipstream, just watching behind as the other XVR driver of Steve Labelli. Evdoka will look to the inside, and he's gonna maybe have his nose cut off a little bit. Warmingham leaves too much space, and Evdoka is gonna have the inside for this next corner. No, he's not. The run from Warmingham was just about good enough. He's gonna have to go defensive once again here. Evdoka flashing his lights, and he's gone to the inside here. Warmingham round the outside, he's gonna have the inside for the next one, and he almost runs off the circuit now. Evdoka side by side, he's going to have the inside for the next corner, and that should be job done for Michael Evdoka. That's a perfect move. Really driving well there, Michael, and he's into the race lead.
Everybody has joined this fight for fourth place, and I think the sooner Ayres can pass McFadden, the better for him, because otherwise these guys will go to town and try to make moves left and right. Great defending there, once again, almost 3 wide going to the hairpin now.
Oh, Ayres nearly into the back of him. I think that Ferrari has a nice little bit of straight line speed, doesn't it, which just allows him to fend off any attack. That is a surprise though from Ayres, and he's trying to go for it at a corner that you would not dream of doing it, and it's going to leave him vulnerable now to Lane O'Connor. He's trying to move through. Cullinan nearly loses it in the background. Malcolm as well. Robinson trying to get involved. For now, it seems like McFadden's going to be fine. O'Connor to the inside of Jamie Ayres. The two Mercedes side by side, and they've made contact, and Ayres has lost 2 positions in a couple of corners. Yeah, the amount of cones dispatched there. Oh dear. Oh, down the inside. Oh wow, that was a nice attack from Ayres, and it's put Robinson off. That was brilliant from Jamie Ayres. That was a really nice little tactic to just glance to the inside, and he's got the power through this turn 6, and he's going to be able to pull ahead.
You see, Ayres is very, very close, but he's a little bit scared, I think, because it might happen that O'Connor car can glitch.
Inside of him.
Inside, yeah. That's a way to make a pass.
Deliberate, was it?
Oh man, he went straight through him and got the. Maybe that was the only way somebody could pass McFadden tonight, because he's making that Ferrari very, very large. Let's see a replay.
This must have been a mistake. Yeah, that was so a mistake. That was not a deliberate move. McFadden, though, could get pushed off a little bit.
Probably will not hit you, as Cullinan goes once again very wide there at the final corner, but I think he got a bit scared, because you see this car in the rearview mirror. It's suddenly so big. As he goes for a move on turn 1, he says, "You are."
Ayres goes through. Ambitious move from a long way back into turn 1, and he was a long way back. Yeah, it's very clumsy there from Stuart. Yeah, it wasn't even on the brakes, was it? He was just a bit too eager to get on the throttle. He's been bang on. Malcolm, just watching this, he's not going to get involved in any unnecessary collisions. That's been his tactic for the entire season, and how is that?
iRacing TV. Welcome back to the Autodromo Nazionale Monza for the second race of the day here in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Another overcast day here in Milan, and we're down on the grid with Jordan Giddings on the pole, Andrew.
Yes, indeed. And well, who's going to have the balls to get through race 2?
Well, the grid is quickly flashing up on the screen.
And the lights are quickly flashing up above the drivers. Here we go, 5 red lights. And we're away. Oh, terrific start by the Automatic Knock-Hill drivers. Scott Malcolm and Robert Graham. Oh, they're 3 wide though. Into the Rettifilio. What's going to happen?
Oh, that's a slowdown surely for Malcolm. Surely all 4 wheels across the grass there.
What, on the first part? Yeah, maybe. Oh, they're all behaving very nicely, I have to say.
Oh, Cunniff's definitely done 4. Look at him, he's on the grass going through Curva Grande.
And Josh Thompson starts in 7th place, Mr. Carl Janssen. That's your answer.
Yeah, he's already gained 5.
In fact, he started in 12th place. He's gained 5 positions.
Well, that could be an early
Oh, crash! Bodies and... No, it's not. Oh, no, it is Bodies.
Bodies and Adam
Hatfield.
Hatfield in this Immortal car. Looks like Malcolm got away with it. I thought he took too much of the curve. He's still sitting there in 12th place. He has lost 10 positions, so to be fair.
They both got away with it. Tristan Bodies, absolutely...
I can imagine what you're about to
trying
say.
to save that one.
Well, coming out of second Lesbo, there is an absolutely insane train. You can see it there as we go through the long left-hand curve and towards the Variante Ascari. There's a Northern Lights racing car in there, and Daniel Brown in the Scuderia Haggis. What's happened to Giddings? Giddings is dropping down the order and he's spun. That's what happened.
And that is the worst place because he's now going to have to wait for everybody to come through.
Oh, here's a replay. Is he going to get hit by the Scuderia Haggis car Martin front?
Yes.
Oh, and made sure he finished him off and also sent the
That's
Apex
his
racing
teammate.
car.
It's his teammate he's ending up in there.
Oh dear.
We saw teammates coming together at the Curva della Roggia on the MX-5s. Sim Auto cars absolutely smashed each other.
Had the 2006 F1 review out earlier. I was amazed how many times the Midland cars kept hitting each other. The Christian Albers and Tiago Montero. But,
Love that. Absolutely love that. That's one of my favourite seasons. What a start by Robert Graham. 1.5 seconds it is. Because Martin
Agreed.
Front, who's in P2, Adam, has got a lot of damage. So you wouldn't think he's going to be able to catch Graham if Graham keeps it pointing the right way.
oh yeah, 1.5 seconds is probably our cut-off point for the slipstream around here. So unless Rob Graham, it's going to take a driver that can lap quicker than him to close the gap down, I think. And
Oh,
we
there
have
is
got
a
one of them fourth.
there's a tiny bit, isn't there? Still, the gap is closing in. Let's have a look and see what happened to Jake Blackall then.
Oh,
Oh, it's just a turn by Sedgwick, isn't it? Oh, and then somebody. Oh, sorry, that was a bit loud. I nudged my mic into my mouth nearly. There was a V-Racer car spinning round as well. I think we're going to find. Could be Ross McFarlane, Adam.
yeah, Ross McFarlane is there. Oh, bumper to bumper, and then yeah, that's Alex Simpson getting into the back.
And then that's Woodhouse. Who, although in fairness, that possibly that possibly serves Woodhouse right for the first race actually.
Yeah, two times have now been involved in something at the Rettifilio. This is now a battle for the
The
lead.
second one, that wasn't his fault, but it is kind of it's a bit of karma, isn't it? I suppose that was the this was the track, wasn't it? Palmer and Alonso. Yeah.
Palmer and Karma.
That was a great battle, though. I have to say they had a fantastic battle. It was very fun to watch. Yeah. Was that the last race that he did?
I think it might have been. Would have been ultimate Karma that he lost his race.
Carlos Sainz, yeah.
Yeah.
Am I right that it was USA that he got replaced by Hartley? That Hartley replaced Sainz and Sainz went over to Renault?
Yeah, because Carlos Sainz's last race in Toro Rosso, he was off in the gravel in the S's at the start. Remember that?
Of course he was. As Tristan Bottas then, I mean, you've got Carl Jacquelet on the outside. Oh, very low on the brakes, look at that. It's still alongside. Ah, good battle. Good battle this.
Jacquelet driving for the Vortex team. Got a team of Some good drivers in the stable. He's got Kip Stevens as a teammate. Now he's got Tristan Bottis in the boosted team, trying to get by going into the Della Roggia. See if he can get it done on the brakes. Here we go.
He's having a look, isn't he?
Oh, Nathan Davis has hit Hadfield. And it looks
Hadfield's
like
done
Davis
well.
off the worse for wear. I think.
Hadfield did very, very well to keep that pointing in the right direction. You see in the background Michael Hall and Stephen Baxter going at it. Off goes Nathan Davies again.
Bounces back onto the track.
That's onto the gravel, and he's right next to David Baker.
Oh! Oh, it's not over.
They bang wheels on the straight, Jacqueline and Hadfield.
Remember, I think he might have been in this one. There was a Club Series race here in Kia Optimus a few years ago. We had a huge one on this part of the circuit.
He also... Oh, he's been hit! He's been hit into a Ascari. So that'll be a slowdown, surely. And that's unfortunate for Hadfield, because it wasn't his fault. Can he serve it without losing too many places? Oh, look at that. The cars are spanning the entire width of the Monza circuit.
It's a high-speed car chase here. Into the parabolic.
And Baker almost tried to go up the middle.
Yeah, Davis and Baker there in the Apex and the CQR cars.
I do remember Adam Hadfield crashed me off at in the Club Series at this track.
Yeah, it's amazing what things he can remember.
It is.
Goodness me, look at this.
Oh, careful, Nathan. He's pushing it here. Oh, he's really pushing it. Oh, Kip Stevens. Kip Stevens into the wall. Davies has missed the chicane. Stevens has got he's sliding into the DMs there.
That was nearly Lewitsy all over again, going into that first corner. BSRTC and chill right here as here comes Adam Hadfield.
It was brilliant. He just slid in. That was about the coolest entrance he could have made. There's Jack Collette and Hadfield still going at it. Oh, careful of the quarter panel. That's very close.
Oh, and Sakovic is off into the gravel in the background.
Oh.
But his battle continues.
Dave Baker's involved now. P9.
Oh, dear.
Careful there, boys.
Well, Jacqueline was nearly swiped to the right. Like on Tinder. There's a here comes Dave Baker.
To the grass. Oh, Dave's trying to kindle some excitement here. I don't know. Some fire joke. We'll deal with it. Baker's ahead into a Ascari. He's going to get through as his teammate Rusty Laidler.
Oh! Jacqueline nearly getting quarter panelled out of that then. That was me getting a bit too loud, I think, as we go onto the back straight. There's an Apex Racing car in there too. That is still Nathan Davis. Paul Smith's up there as well as Jim McFadden. Those two have worked their way up through the field as Davis and McNally now go into battle going into the final corner. And here is a battle for the lead. Rob Graham versus Josh Thompson now racing in the boosted colours, it looks like. At least that's what it shows on my screen as we come across the line.
Yeah, he just raced the boosted team. It says CQR on there. I have no idea. Anyway. Round the outside. Oh, Rob Graham. Sorry.
Yeah. Taking the lead, and all of a sudden it's the front four are all together. Graham trying to get the lead back. He's on the inside here, but it will become the outside for the Della Roggia. If he's late on the brakes, he might be able to get Thompson around the outside. Martin Front and Brian Holmes. Oh,
Thompson drifting around a little bit on the braking. The other two going side by side. Front's gone. Oh, front nudges into Graham. Graham's on the inside for Lesmo 1.
Oh, no grip out there.
No, I don't think so. Oh!
Here's a replay. Now this is Carl Jacqueline, who was fighting in amongst the top 10. Moves across. Trying to slow the car down, and then here comes Newman. Oh dear. There's an Apex car that just went flying in afterwards. I think that might have been Brian Holmes.
Dear me. What they would have wanted.
Probably what we could have envisaged if Josh Thompson got to the front. He's got the gap up to 1.1 seconds, and now he's going to leave the four behind him fight over second position, made up of Graham, Front, Holmes and Michael Blake as well.
So Josh is racing for CQR, but on the entry list he's been changed to boosted. So who knows? Who actually knows? But he's got a boosted paint on there. So and I will say that we do download the paints before every race. So there's very little chance the paint can be wrong on our side. So well, we'll see.
Never mind. You can see the difference. 156.6 for Thompson, 57.8 for Rob Graham. Look at Michael Blake sliding about in the background too. Oh, that's a bang.
Oh dear.
Oh, and another one.
Oh, he got one from behind as well, from Blake.
Oh, that rear end's caved in on Martin Brunt's car. Here's the battle for best of the rest as we cut back to the second place battle now. Here comes Brian Holmes. Usually a regular in the Mazda MX-5 and the Ritmatech Sports Car Series. Now trying to get it done in the Kia Optima. And he is Apex's highest driver.
Oh no. That's a mess. Oh, that's a bigger mess. And this could allow Michael Blake to get through them all, you know. I think he will. Go on.
Somehow Martin Frunt's holding it out round the outside. He's managed to not go in the gravel at all.
That was excellent from Martin Frunt.
Oh, he's missed the second Lesmo though. Oh, and if Michael Blake had just got a bit of a tighter exit, he might have been able to do it, but he still might, you know.
Oh, he's got the straight line speed. Front's car is knackered. Targeting system's knackered, boss.
Oh, and through he goes.
Yeah, well done. Michael Blake, my team principal, that's immortal, up into second place. I didn't get asked if I went to race this one, but didn't get a chance to do any practice, so knock that one on the head.
There you go.
I think it's probably a wise decision.
I think I'm the only BSRTC driver yet to be hired. Probably a good thing. I represent myself, Your Honour. Into the final corner. Halfway through the race, and now here comes Martin Frunt. He's definitely giving her all she's got, I think, coming out of the final corner. See if the straight line speed can hold out though, because here comes Rob Graham. He's returning. There's the straight line speed. Michael Blake powering his way back in front and back clear of Martin Frunt. It's going to have to be a dive bomb, which I think Rob Graham's trying to do. He's licking it, he's sending it.
Well, that wasn't a dive bomb, that was a nice overtake.
There you go. Now braking him to perfection.
Just good. Apparently, so when we go to the paint pack page, apparently it's empty now. So no wonder we get, no wonder the, oh dear, it's not completely accurate.
Here comes Brian Holmes. He's going to be trying.
Oh, Kip's here. Hello, Kip.
Oh.
We enjoyed watching your accident on the on the thing. It looked very balletic. Pit nicely pirouetted.
Oh.
Yes. No.
Truncated.
That was his race. Yeah, truncated. Oh, Christian Rose says, race with us, Adam.
Oh.
There you go. CQR. There you go. Do it. Why not? We need to get you in the car. We need to get you in the car at some point.
Might get let loose at the Sim Expo this time.
Not sure what Christian Rose's official hiring powers are at CQR, but you know he might have them.
Yeah, I think Ashton might be on the telephone straight away. Hey. Me and Dave Baker coming to our battle from Imola last year.
You'll probably still hit each other, I was going to say. So here is... Getting sidetracked a lot tonight, are we? It's just one of those evenings, I think. Michael Blake's in second, Rob Graham's third, Martin Frunt fourth. We're looking at the battle for seventh between Tristan Bodis, Adam Hadfield and Rusty Laidler, who amazingly, Adam, I will say, only for now because I can, he's got every panel looks straight on that Kia Optima. It's not going to last too long. It is Rusty Laidler we are talking about.
Oh, he has heard you now. So we'll wait and see. Down the front straight we go on to lap 8. He's in the slipstream. He's one of the 5 AM drivers that we've got inside the top 10 here. Look at the speed that car's got as well. Even with Hadfield in the tow of Bodis, Laidler's going to try and get it done around the outside here. Bodis doesn't know which way to look as we go into the Retafilio now. There's space on the inside. Laidler pulls off a fantastic move, and there's something kicking off between Baker and Brian Holmes, it looks like.
I think Nathan Davies could well have been disqualified.
You would be right. He's gone.
Diogo Melrose says you are hired if you drive how you were doing in the World Series.
Oh, that was a good one. That was when I was drunk though, so sponsorship deal income. I can bring some sponsorship potentially.
There you go, Diogo. Bring the Portuguese beer, and he'll do whatever you want. Now here comes the ultimate no-kill cars, and car 12 is in there. That's Brian Holmes, and he's in the middle of that P5. He needs a good result, doesn't he? Dave Baker in his customary 6th place.
Oh, it is.
Adam has, Mr. Sam Kumar says Adam has proven racing pedigree in the Kia, and there is video proof of it. Yes,
Okay.
I'm going to link that on the channel.
Might be worth something to show. Have a look at that during the break. Martin Front's gone. That could be another DQ. Now, it doesn't surprise us because the car was absolutely torn to pieces and it was still going. I think the incident limit has decided to have the final say on that, and Paul Martin Front, who was in the top 5 for a good portion of this race, is now starting at the back of the field for the final race. It's up the inside of Brian Holmes goes Dave Baker and Rusty Laidler too.
Right, so I will share the link on the channel. I won't play it in the advert break as there's a lot of bad language in it, but it is very, very good indeed.
It is 9:30 on a Thursday evening. Here we go. This is insane battle for 3rd place. Here comes Dave Baker. He was 6th the last time we checked in on him. He's now 4th, and he could be 3rd into the 1st chicane.
Well, the only water shed might be the tears on the part of the BSR drivers after this one. By the way, the Messrs Hall, Rushworth, Savinovic, Simpson, and Foggy have made it into the top 10.
Top 20.
Top 20. Sorry,
They're just on our timing tower, aren't they? There you go. They have gained a lot of positions. Oh, Graham. Baker's out of control, but he somehow makes it into the 2nd chicane. Look at those gains. Them gains on the timing.
Them gains.
14 for Chris Wood, 15 for McFadden, 17 Baxter, Rushworth 20, the season 4 champion, on a roll here. And Wojciech Savinovic gaining 14 places as well, and you can see those intervals. Everybody is very close indeed. So many battles going out on the circuit, and this is one of them. This is 5-6 car scrap for 3rd position. Rob Graham soldiering on, but he has got Rusty Laidler trying to get by going into the Variante Ascari. Then you've got the AM driver of Brian Holmes. Got an AM sign on the car, but
you said the driver off. Then I'm gonna have to fire you.
Oh, that's me banned from CQR, I think.
You join us in the BSRTC, which I'm banned from. Now, it makes it to 3rd place. Well done. I will say, yeah, I would show it as the highlight during the break, but we are on iRacing Live, and I don't reckon they'd probably appreciate that. So,
oh, well,
we don't want Adam to get fired twice in one night.
Oh,
what a battle down the straight, though. Oh, they're inches away. Look at that, Rob Graham and Rusty Laidler. Hard on the brakes for the rest of Filio. Nicely done.
There you go. Oh, I think there might have just been a slightest touch there between Graham and Laidler. A parting comment, perhaps, as Laidler finds his way into 4th position with 2 laps to go. Tristan Bottis fancy a piece of the action too. I wonder if these lot start battling. Chris Woods, Jim McFadden, and Paul Smith, they could find themselves in this good train.
Oh, one of the Apex cars is having a look.
Oh, that's Brian Holmes, and he's hit him. Oh, and he's hit him again.
Oh, well, he's hit him properly this time.
If I was Rob Graham, I wouldn't be too happy with that.
No, I wouldn't. And knowing Rob Graham, he won't be too happy with that.
Oh.
Rightly so. Oh, there's a nudge
Hadfield.
by Hadfield. That's in Lesmos. He's got previous.
Hadfield, the vigilante. He's trying to...
trying to avenge him. Revenge Rob Graham.
Poor Rob Graham, he's now down to 10th place. That 2nd group of cars has now got him. Here comes Paul Smith. And everybody else. Here comes Chris Wood.
If I know the BSRTC as well as I do, this is the part where no doubt Paul Smith gets taken out by somebody. Oh, and Adam Hadfield's been taken out. And he's hit Brian Holmes. Holmes has...
for a trip across the gravel. Some
much damage on the front of that.
God knows how
much damage, very Kia.
Oh, look at Baxter in that foreground shot. He was on the grass trying to get past Dan Brown. Probably a slowdown too for Brian Holmes, I think, after all that. That's probably the least of his worries as he gets passed by Wojciech Savidovic.
He's in a lot of bother. He hasn't got a lot left. But here we go then. Josh Thompson started the final lap.
And Pete Newman's into the pits.
He's well clear. 6.7 seconds for Josh Thompson. Michael Blake's 3.5 seconds ahead of David Baker. Baker's in P3. Then it's Laidler, and then it's this battle that we're watching. Oh no! Chris Wood, he's missed the Rettifilio. And that is not good.
That's going to be a slowdown penalty, but he is very fortunate because it is the last lap. He might be able to serve the majority of it and blend in before this insane pack arrives, going through the Curva Grande. Paul Smith goes through.
Paul Smith's there. Yeah, he's going to be happy with getting into the top 10. Well inside the top 10 in P7. Savidovic is up to 14th, Simpson up to 15th, ahead of Rushworth and Foggy.
Paul Smith sat in 8th in the Pro-Am standings. And
that's not bad considering he has missed a couple of races.
He's the 4th highest AM driver in the field at the moment. You can tell by the green stripes on the timing tower. Half a lap to go then.
He's missed 5. He's missed.
He's been on his business
trips.
He's
missed nine races. He's missed. Yeah, that's a lot of races to still be in a good position like that. And we're on board with him then. Man from Halifax.
Wasn't too far away from that.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. I was just passing a comment, but here comes the man from the Isle of Man, Josh Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson then round the final corner. Well, he started in 12th place. He's going to be very, very happy to see the checkered flag as it waits for him now. Josh Thompson takes race 2 of the evening here in the BSRTC. He's going to be really happy with that, no doubt.
Here comes the strugglers behind. It's 5th place for Bodis, I think. It's going to be 6th for Stu McFadden. Former CQR driver Paul Smith, 7th.
Strugglers is the right word because it was a struggle out there. Like they really knocked 7 bells out of each other. Oh no!
Graham's fuel potentially.
Just to compound the misery of the second half of this race, Rob Graham. It's out with fuel.
27th.
Oh, he just finished the race in 27th. Now that does mean that you might get a favourable grid spot for race 3, but that is really not what he wanted. He won't be able to drive that one back. But it's Josh Thompson with the win, Adam, and that was really well taken.
Yeah, got to the lead. He started 12th, got to 7th by the time by the time we even mentioned him, going into the Della Roggia on the first lap. Got to the lead, and was the second clear after 1 lap, and then after that continued to push onwards and upwards. And while everyone else battled and scrapped their way and crashed their way to their relative positions, Josh Thompson relatively comfortable at the front, and useful win for Thompson because in terms of the championship, he's oh dear, where is he in the championship? That is a good question.
Who's that? Thompson?
Yeah.
Thompson is 47th apparently, looking at this.
No, probably because he hasn't been doing all the race meetings. Probably more of a case of that than the penalties that have been thrown his way in some of the race meetings. But I
think he can only make 1 place up tonight as well. Even if he wins the final race as well, I think he can only get up into 46 at the very, very most.
It is a win nonetheless, though, and Thompson wins. AM driver Michael Blake finishing in 2nd. Dave Baker managed to get to 3rd place in the end. So the drivers make their way back to the pit lane and getting set for the reverse grid draw. Running you through the rest of the fields, Baker started 16 places lower than that, so he started in 19th and got to 3rd. Laidler finishing in 4th. He also gained 16 places. Tristan Bodis finishing in 5th. Then Stuart McFadden 6th. Then 2 Team Mad drivers in Paul Smith and Chris Wood, 7th and 8th. Dan Brown 9th and Stephen Baxter in 10th. Michael Hall 11th. 12th, the 2 teammates here, Alex Simpson, trying to get a BSRTC title, and Wojciech Savidovic, who has a BSRTC, so he has 2 of them. Jamie Rushworth in 15th, 16th for Nicole Foggy, 17th for Jack McIntyre, then another Jack and Jack Sedgwick in 18th. Then moving on back, we've got Max Wright 19th, and Ben Glatzel having a bit of a quiet evening. We haven't spoken much about the Northern Lights Racing GT Omega German. He's in 20th. 21st for Colin Cunniff. Now, he had a mother of all slowdowns at the start of the race, and in the end, he could only salvage a 21st place finish. Adam Hadfield, he got turned into the wall at Ascari by Brian Holmes, finished in 22nd in the end. Anna McNally, 23rd, 24th for Jake Blackhall, the Aussie. He got turned around at the first corner. Then Matt Bunt, then Will Daniels, Rob Graham, Mark Woodhouse in 28th, 29th for Carl Jacquelet, then Pete Newman. Brian Holmes in the end managed to limp home 31st. Scott Malcolm 32nd, and then the cars that finished one lap down or more. Lee Deemer, the last car on the lead lap. Oh, sorry, last car one lap down. So we do get a full -1. It will be Malcolm on the pole. Then it's Martin front 4 laps down. Nathan Davis 4 laps down as well. Kip Stevens, we saw what happened to him, spinning his way down the inside of the Rettifidio. Christian Rose 9 laps down. So too Ross McFarlane, 0 points there. And Jordan Giddings, our pole sitter, he took the start, didn't get much further after that. He was done for in the Ascari.
Yeah, not a massively successful. Yeah, it wasn't a massively successful outing for him. Yeah, not really his fault though, to be honest, looking at all that. But yeah, it's now time for the reverse grid wheel, so we're going to see who's going to be on pole position for the final race of the night.
The wheel is spinning. But who's it going to be on the pole for round 69 of the BSRTC?
No jokes, please, in the chat.
15.
15?
That is a very small. I don't think, can we get much smaller than that, Sam? Is that the smallest we can go? Oh, that is the smallest. Well, that's Jamie Rushworth. It's going to be on the pole position for the final race of the day. Wojciech Savidovic second, Alex Simpson third, Maciek Sakovic fourth, and Michael Hall in fifth for that one. And I can guarantee a lot of collective sighs by many of the drivers in the midfield, because race 3 is usually a race of opportunity for them. But we're going to have the quick guys back at the front again for a final race showdown before our week 13 break.
Tell you what, one thing's for sure, it's not going to please Nick or Foggy very much. Who guess where he finished? 16th. So yeah, he's not going to be that happy, but he'll only start. But again, the positive thing for him is he will only start 16th. So it could be a lot worse. He started race 2 in 31st. So we'll see how he gets on when we return here on Apex Racing TV as the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship rolls on.
Marco.
I had talked to him after last week's this week's MX5 race.
No, come on.
No.
Oh.
Oh man.
We're so sorry. But here we go. Michael Abdoka going to come round the final few cars here at Motegi, and he's going to take another race victory. He's had a real upturn in pace these past few weeks. And here he comes, Michael Abdoka, to take race 1 here at Motegi. And what a good drive that was from him. So James Underhill round the final chicane now. Scott Malcolm along with him. They haven't gone too early here. When will he go? James Underhill from the pole position, and away we go for race 2 of the evening. It's not a great start. No, so they haven't gone. They all got on the brakes, and
oh man,
have gone. That was chaos, and Underhill has got a horrendous start. Dima also got a poor start. It's Malcolm leading the race, but I wonder if that's going to be a jump start for him. There could be contact, and there is contact. The XBR drove around. Ayres was in there as well, but it's Malcolm in the lead with Robinson right on his tail. McFadden perhaps sees a potential race victory. Stuart McFadden down the inside of Colin Robinson, and they go into turn 5 now, and he has got that position.
Very surprised that there was nothing major, because you know,
change for the lead, sorry.
Yeah, change for the lead. Yeah, McFadden is in the lead.
He's now up into 5th position, up 5 places himself. Underhill is now down 6. What a chaotic first lap this is, and Dima's gone for the move, and that's a great move from Lee Dima on Colin Robinson.
And Malcolm went straight for the box, so he has a penalty.
And yeah, that's put his showdown chances maybe in a bit of
wow. Synchronized spinning there. no contact, I think, between the two guys. Going to be very defensive here on the inside. Let's see what Evdoka has in store for him.
Going defensive straight away with Stuart McFadden. You can just about muscle your way around the outside here, and Evdoka's going to try to do it. He's going round the outside here, and that's going to be an awesome move from Evdoka. McFadden tries to force him off, and now it's going to be side by side going into this next section of course. If McFadden can just hang it round the outside, he's going to have a chance. Evdoka trying to stay in there, but just cutting him off is McFadden. Now heading down this pit straight, and I'm sure McFadden will go right to the inside, right to the pit wall. Evdoka looks to the inside. He cannot find a way through.
To McFadden, and there Ayres is flashing his lights to Evdoka as they go once again back to the double left-hander here that will bring them under the bridge for the first time of the 2 times they get under the bridge.
Oh, he's going to crash.
Hard hit for Evdoka.
Like it's going to be in the corner of the car.
He hit that wall
Clumsy
a
from
ton.
it, of course not.
Look at that, he went on the grass, lost the drive a little bit even on the sand, and that was a very, very, very hard hit. And he's holding the wheel, you see on the right side, to go straight.
So he's right on the tail of Lee Dima. He's going to not qualify for the showdown. Either of these drivers, and Josh Thompson is going to look to the inside. Lee Dima not putting up much of a fight, and Thompson moves up into the top 3 positions. He was quite comfortable in the lead, seemingly had the pace to fend off his rival, but now this is super close. This is where McFadden hit Lane O'Connor in the last race, and look at Thompson. He's gaining. Not going to be in with a chance into turn 1, but someone who does fancy his chances is and now Thompson's going to go through 1. He's going to go through 2 maybe. This would be an incredible overtake. Josh Thompson takes the lead of the race from absolutely nowhere, and it's only taken him a handful of laps to go from the back of the grid to the front of the grid, and whilst these two carry on fighting once against one another, and there's only contact. Ayres is round. Dima moves up a position. Thompson in the lead.
Using the 2 dueling drivers as a pick basically, and getting into the corner in 3rd position and getting out of it in 1st position, as we see more contact there. I think that was Max Wright in his red car.
Oh, contact.
Stevens, save it. Oh man, in the gravel, 3 wide there, wasn't going to work, as McFadden is defending now from Lavalli, and now he's blinking.
Yeah, we haven't talked too much about Lavelli, and actually this time McFadden not defending. That's very uncharacteristic of him today.
Evdoka extremely close to McFadden there. He had to lift, otherwise there would have been contact. Lavelli is off. Lavelli had a very, very bad corner.
Oh, it's off again, and he's hit the wall. Well, he looked so strong, didn't he? And just lost it early on there. Maybe overheated the tyres a little bit. I just got on the grass, and it's clumsy there, similar to what Evdoka did, but with far worse consequences.
Let's see how will McFadden defend, of course, like he always does, all on the inside. Great run from Evdoka.
This is a repeat of the situation they had earlier on in the race, but Evdoka that time didn't feel the confidence to stick it on the inside. To be fair, McFadden was super late on the brakes, and that's compromised his run coming out of the final corner. And Evdoka sees a gap down the inside, but McFadden was not going to give him that gap, and Evdoka growing a little bit frustrated, and he's taking a slightly surprising line down into turn 1. This is the last lap of the race. Dima tries to go for a move, and Evdoka's a little bit late in covering off, almost blocking off the Mercedes, and he might run into the side of McFadden. He has done. McFadden gets back the right way, but he's lost 2 positions straight away there. He might lose 4. Evdoka into 2nd place.
I mean, you are right. It was pretty clear from his body language that he was getting restless, and now a dive bomb from Jamie Ayres, and somebody's around. Yeah, it's Dimmer in the grass.
Yeah, Josh Thompson coming round the final complex of corners now. In that McLaren, he's not going to challenge the championship now, but Josh Thompson crosses the line to win at Motegi. Race 2 of the evening goes his way. Here we go. Evdoka 2nd, Thompson 1st. Gonna round the final corner. Race 3 of the evening, and away we go. Josh Thompson away really well in Evdoka. I thought he might have a good launch. It hasn't turned out that way because Ayres is pressurizing him into turn 1, but not quite. Ayres just has to back up.
At night you have to maybe have a bit of a adjustment on braking points, etc. As we see, Evdoka very aggressive and good defending from Thompson on the inside as Wormingham tries to attack Robinson, and I think he will be successful in this double right-hander under the bridge. The top 3 are extremely close, and I really want to see Evdoka do well in this race, and I want to see what his pace is.
Oh, he's hit him!
Oh,
That
man.
was very clumsy from Jamie Ayres, but Evdoka's kind of got away with it. He's going to lose out to Robinson and Dima. We've seen a lot of contact there, and Ayres is apologising a lot there profusely.
You think that flashing the lights is code for apologizing?
Yesterday in the Euro V8, and that was very different equipment, very different circuit, and that was warming up. Oh dear! So many drivers have done that, Marco. Getting on the grass, and it's just, guys, stay within the white lines because it's suicide going up there. Might be able to extract a little bit more pace from it, just because I think he's got a little bit of damage on that car, and of course we saw earlier on.
Extremely fast stop.
Yeah, really
5
quick.
seconds. 4.5 seconds. Hopefully he put enough fuel in the car.
Curveball coming in. On that last lap, on his first fast lap, Michael Evdoka 46.86, Josh Thompson 47.61. That's almost a second difference. And here comes Wormingham, actually really close on Thompson. And we look to the inside here. Richard Wormingham, that's been as close as he's been.
It's an 8-second stop for Richard Wormingham. Neck and neck for the position here, and Wormingham is ahead.
They matched each other through sectors 4 and 5, and Josh Thompson's still stationary. He's still stationary. It's 11-second stop, and that's surely going to be enough for Richard Wormingham to take the lead of the race. Josh Thompson might even be behind Michael Evdoka. He is. He's down into P3, and he's got all the work to do now. I don't know if we could just ride on board with him maybe for half a lap or so. Just see if he's lifting and coasting, because I'm surprised by this downturn in pace, because remember, on his first full lap, he's into the pits.
He's in.
Wormingham rounding the final few corners now. Here he comes, Richard Wormingham, to take race 3 here at Motegi. Fantastic drive from him.
Yeah, the Mac is not good. Let's just clear that up. I'm just going to clear this up now. It's the worst GT3 on the grid, by a mile. The Merc drove up to me by about 4/10 on the straight. The Audi has more mechanical grip. It's just an absolute weapon of a car. I was having to try so hard just to keep it on the track.
Then we'll be back with us for that Phillip Island round, the final round before the showdown. How much will the points matter there? Still looking really close in the standings. We will be back next time, and from me, from Market, and from Sam, we'll say goodbye and we'll see you next time. and he will get his foot down any moment now as the pace car pulls in. Tony Policeman waits to apply the throttle, and there he goes. It's not a brilliant launch for him, and Michael Abdoka's right on his tail. Can he get into the slipstreams? Just side by side between Foggy, but Policeman hangs on to the inside. Abdoka not taking too many risks, and down the inside for Policeman. It's a good start for him, just holding on against Abdoka. Foggy into third, Ramsey fourth, Jackson fifth, Luxmore sixth.
And Daledonne goes around at the chicane. He's bringing the car back onto the track, but he lost a lot of positions there. Too aggressive, as I said, inexperienced with his cars, and it showed here.
And Abdoka leads this race, and now Foggy's looking for any opportunity to get past. Brandon looking racy as well in fourth. Policeman, he's not used to this, being overtaken on just the second lap. But it seems to be that Abdoka has certainly the pace to win this race. Down the inside goes Policeman. Abdoka not building up the lead, but Policeman there trying to stay as close as possible. Trying to get the move down into the Casio triangle. Down the inside goes Luxmore, and he can get that done, and here comes Richie. Down the inside, can he get it stopped? Just about, but he needs to get the cut back now. Brilliant try, and off the track goes Luxmore. He got the move done. Richie might gain two positions here in a couple of corners. Richie into the slipstream. Gotta go to the inside, not much defense from Jackson. And Richie will just go straight through here, and he goes.
And we're back at Monza for the BSRTC here on Apex Racing TV. Very small reverse grid, 15 cars, and we are going to be set for another very close race. The sun has come out as well, so ciao a tutti, welcome back everybody, and Jamie Rushworth starting on the pole position. Season 4 champion, leads Season 6 and 2017 champion Wojciech Sredovic. Alex Simpson, who's chasing a title, and then Maciek Sakovic, a Club Series champion, Andrew Woodhouse starting in 4th position.
Yeah, indeed, and it should be a lot of fun. There's a lot of very good drivers up there. Many have won races, titles, and some have won here in the past as well. So here we go, Jamie Rushworth, former champion of the series, pole position for him. Can he convert it into a win? The green light is on.
What a start by Alex Simpson.
Again, WestUKGaming.com. He's going through, he's into the lead, so tremendous. That's twice now he's gone into the first corner with a clear track in front of him. Now, there are a couple of drivers dropping down the order. I think Jake Blackhall might have been one of them. It is.
Yeah.
Kip Stevens is just about kept out of trouble as well. Adam McNally's trying to rejoin onto the track belatedly. Nathan Davies is down there at the back as well, as Simpson still leads into the Curva della Roja.
Early gainers, 6 positions gained for Sven Glatzel in the opening sector. He's up to 14th place. He's battling out with Josh Thompson as well as we go into the first of the Lesmos.
Yeah, he's just actually lost out to Thompson, so down to 15th for Glatzel, but still 5 positions gained before we even get to sector 2.
Rushworth and Sredovic both dipping a wheel or two into the gravel there on the exit of the second Lesmo as we build up the speed, going through the long left-hander here and towards the Variante Ascari. Sredovic getting on the brakes there in his pursuit of trying to get past Rushworth.
Yeah, tremendous stuff. And Ascari is one of the first places where you really have to test out the tyres here. See what they can handle. It is a bit warmer out there.
Yeah,
we are looking. Yeah, 20 degrees track temperature, 18 is the air temperature. It's pretty hot out there on the track at the minute. Hot pace being set at the front. So hot, in fact, that the top 5 have kind of got clear at it.
That's what we expected, isn't it?
Sorry.
With the quick drivers at the front. Over the line to complete the opening lap then. It's a classic CQR versus Apex duel. We haven't seen too many of this season. Here comes the reigning series champion on the outside then going into the first chicane. And Rushworth using his experience, late on the brakes. He's still lost none of it. He hasn't lost any of it, I should say. And Paul Smith and Stuart McFadden are now going at it, going for the first corner.
Yes, because if he hadn't lost none of it, then he would have still had none.
No. You can't lose nothing.
Well, you can, but if you had none to begin with, never mind. Here's Paul Smith.
He's got everything to gain here, looking at the inside of Joe McFadden.
He's had a good meeting tonight, as Paul. That'll be the commentator's case, surely.
Well, his teammate has just gone off in the background there. That's Chris Wood at the very front of this pack, going into battle with Steve Baxter. And also here's Dan Brown and also Stuart McFadden and Paul Smith and Dave Baker too, as we get on the brakes into the second of the Lesmos.
Yeah, tonight's been good for Chris Wood so far. He's had 11th and 8th so far. Could have been a bit more if he didn't make a mistake in race 1 though.
Oh, here's the second place again.
Oh, this is going to be bad. Oh, thought we were going to get a quarter panel there. This is a classic battle from the early days of the BSRTC, isn't it? From season 5, season 6 sort of era.
Yeah, when we first started covering this series 4 years ago. Lots happened since then. Kia's changed, iRacing's changed as a whole. Over the overcast conditions, these cars were absolutely insane to handle. Now in these cooler conditions, it seems a lot easier to get the tyres up to temperature as we come up the final corner now. And
yeah, a lot of drivers used to be absolutely furious when the cold conditions came out.
Remember one of my races at Donington in those overcast conditions.
Yeah, that was one of the sober ones. And but yeah, you gained about 25 places on lap 1 just by following. Was it following John Roberts?
Following John Roberts back then, I think it was driving for Engine or Direct back then. Formerly a whole lot of other names. So you go through
EOD.
EOD.
Here's
a replay.
Colin Cunniff. The replays of Sven Glatzel.
Colin Cunniff's there.
He's just somewhat in front of this. Oh, he's been hit by the Automech knockhill.
34, that must be Rob Graham. Yeah, it is.
Scottish on Scottish violence there.
Meanwhile, here it is live, and this is over 23rd, 24th, 25th. If the reverse grid had gone differently, this could have been a battle for the lead. But they have to take it now, and here comes Ross McFarlane, Sven Glatzel up the inside going into the second Lesmo. Through he goes. That's Glatzel through into 24th. Graham now down to 25th, and Zambodis 26th, having a little look at the Automech Knockhill car as well. And there's so many cars behind them too. Go down to about high 30s here as we look on the track map. 39 cars still running in this field, and most of them are all going through this part of the circuit, the Variante Ascari, right now as we come around to complete the third lap of 11 here in final race of the day. Here is a battle between Steve Baxter. Also in there is Chris Wood and Stuart McFadden, who tries to get the cut back, and I think he's absolutely timed that to perfection as we come onto the front strap.
Great precision there from McFadden. Saw the opening and he squeezed the Kia Optima through it. It was barely a Kia Optima's width, but managed to make it. Simpson leads, Vidovic second. That race 1 all over again. Rushworth in third, Hall in fourth, Sakovic fifth. Just McFarlane's crashed. I don't know if that's true or not.
Dan Brown, his teammates right there. Also is Nicole Foggy trying to get past Paul Smith as well. As we go out of the
Unless
first
they
chicane.
got very slowed up, maybe in the yeah, I'm not sure at all.
Still running, so it might just be a slowdown penalty.
23rd McFarlane, yeah, it could be a slowdown.
The Della Roggia though, his car's now slowing down for the second chicane.
Oh, Baxter having a look.
Oh dear, I thought Baxter was about to be quad panelled out of the race then as we went into the first Lesmo. Still at it.
Well, he's up the inside of Stuart McFadden. Is he going to go through into Lesmo 2? It's pretty tricky here.
Wow, managed to just about get the clearance to get ahead, and so many cars going through the gravel on the exit. Now Chris Wood fancies the opportunity.
Well, he barely did McFadden, but did it, he did.
Fadden now, the one that's doing the defending, going into your sky. Baxter sees an opening, nearly goes for it.
Camera angle's deceiving, you can't really see what's going on, but too wide to do a Ascari is not easy.
Oh, that's really scuppered their exit speed, hasn't it? Dan Brown could have capitalised, but I think instead he just hit a stopping block, and that was Chris Wood.
Yeah, and behind them is Dave Baker. And... nudged by Brown.
Oh, and another one.
Baxter sliding. And here comes Smith. And actually Smith is bringing Thompson along with him.
Yeah, Josh Thompson he's gained 3 positions, only 3 since the start of this one. Of course, won the second race. So anything here today could be a bonus for him. Fastest lap of the personal best, I should say, for Michael Blake, who's in 18th. But here comes Paul Smith up the inside, heading from Thompson. And he's going up the inside of the championship runner-up Baxter here going into the first corner.
Thompson wisely moving out to the middle of the track so he could see what was going on, really. So he can get a bit more vision.
3 wide in the background, going through Curva Grande.
2 wide in the foreground. Oh, that was McIntyre really being smart there and backing out of it before it got a bit too serious for him.
Up the inside goes Foggy. He's got his teammate in front of him now.
Oh, McIntyre got just nudged by Laidler. Or did McIntyre just nudge him? It's pretty close.
Halfway through this race then, approaching the halfway mark anyway. We're halfway around lap 5, so therefore it is the halfway point of this race. And what a
with half of the race gone, there is still half of the race still to go.
And all that, yes, indeed, yeah.
The front seems like they've broken away now, actually, mate, by quite a bit, 3.3 seconds.
Wonder if we could see any excitement towards the end. Of course, Alex Simpson won the opening race as McIntyre.
I wonder if that could be a slowdown for Baxter, you know. He might have got away with it, but he flew over that inside curb on the left in Ascari. First part. And you can get a slowdown there if you're too far over. I think he was borderline, but I think he's got away with it.
I think I might have got a penalty in another game that has Monza on it for cutting that inside curve quite a bit. During one of my online races the other day. But here comes Stephen Baxter onto the front straight. Quite an advantage, but as you can see all the cars now fanning out. You've got Paul Smith at it again with Josh Thompson. Smith on the inside line for the first corner at the Retifidio. It's all going to be about who's later on the brakes. Smith is going for it up the inside. Thompson gives him the space, but he has the racing line and the position. And unless Paul Smith...
But he needs to give him the space on the exit!
Leave him the space, he's saying.
How many times do we have to see people going through on the second part and thinking they're clever and thinking they can just squeeze people? We see it all the time. We see accidents, leave a car's width. Especially someone who's done God knows how many 100 races like Thompson has. Oh, and Smith just kind of misjudged that. And it's all kicking off behind. And now Foggy's going to try and go through on the inside into the Lesmos. Smith going round the outside in Lesmo 1. Can he carry the speed? No, because unlike that earlier one with McFadden and it was Baxter, wasn't it? That he was a lot more alongside was Nico Foggy.
Well, this might not end well. Foggy, of course, is the championship leader in this one, so he could do with a finish, especially with Baxter, who's just ahead. Into the Ascari we go, then Smith around the outside. There's space.
Nice
Paul Smith pulls off a brilliant move there to get himself into 11th place.
Good driving by Foggy as well to give the space.
Laidler got in there with it too, so he's now up into 12th place.
But all that nonsense started from that squeeze from Thompson, which was just unnecessary. And that's where all that mess started in there. Matt Bunn, hello. Matt Bunn's sliding his way into the door handle of Adam Hadfield.
This immortal party too.
The front five are the status quo at the minute. They just kind of... They just sat there really, and I wonder if they're just waiting for the end of the race. Simpson's got a 3/4 of a second lead over Wojciech Savidovic. But that's not really a lot on this circuit.
Meanwhile, this all continues onwards. Into the gravel goes 46 Adam Hadfield. That allows Matt Bunn, not Matt Bunn, yeah, it is Matt Bunn, to get through. Here is the battle between Jack McIntyre and Dan Brown. This is two Northern Lights Racing Scuderia Haggis cars going at it, even though McIntyre has a Youth Energy paint scheme. At least that's what it says on my screen anyway, going into the
I've seen
Delaroche.
for months in this series, yeah. I think cars sliding around in the background.
Yeah, I think a Northern Lights Racing car may have cut the chicane there. One of them anyway.
I think.
Here comes the other one. This is Rusty Laidler battling up with Foggy. Foggy up the inside of Laidler. Laidler's a tricky customer, Nicole, so may want to think about a way to get this move done, as off goes Dan Brown in the background.
Well, he's well off that time. And now trying to go through is... I think that's Hadfield, isn't it? Trying to go through on Matt Bunn. Oh,
he's in the gravel now. Back on he goes, and through goes. Great.
Oh no!
That's right.
Oh no!
Oh!
Oh hell!
Oh! You could see that coming before I did, and that's all three of them, often with damage.
Oh no!
The rejoin, please! Oh!
Oh dear me!
That car's wrecked, I think. Yeah, Adam Hadfield's done for the day.
I feel like he didn't do a lot wrong there, Adam Hadfield, but to see that again.
It's 0.2 of a second at the front between Alex Simpson and Wojciech Savidovic. There it is. They are the front five. And
Alex just nails that.
Prove it.
He just nails that chicane every time.
Yeah,
without fail, he's gained 0.2 on everybody pretty much in that second part of the chicane. Just perfect. And of course, you can't do a good second part without setting up the first part well, and get really carrying. It's a tough one because you have to carry enough speed, but then get the line right for the second part at the same time, without going so fast that you go into the gravel on the outside. It's a really tough balance. It's a really difficult chicane. I think people underestimate just how tricky it is, you know.
Got to get the wheels straightened up, haven't you, as quickly as you can on the exit of that first chicane.
Yeah, without going wide.
Or
without lighting up the rears like we saw in the MX-5s the other day. So a few people spinning coming out of there.
Those rear-wheel drive cars, of course, spinning around, and in this Kia Optima, if you put the throttle down too early without that happening, you just understeer off into the gravel on the exit. So tricky stuff here in the BSRTC, and it looks like some of the drivers are getting it better than others, and as things stand, it is set to be a 1-2 for Apex Racing, just like it was in race 1, with Davidovic heading home Alex Simpson in the opening race of the day, and get set for the final 3 laps of race 3, as off into the wall. I thought that was the Northern Lights Racing car heading straight for the wall on the exit of a Scari in the background.
I think it was Foggy, and he was going super wide. But he looks like he's got steering damage. He must have steering damage, Nico Foggy. Yeah, look at that. You don't have to turn that much to the right usually to go through Parabolica.
Just about.
You don't want to say that, but he's okay, isn't he?
Loves to.
In terms of tracking, he's okay. Anyway, I don't think he's okay in terms of straight line speed somehow.
His teammate Dan Brown is sort of out dragging him here, and that is even with the toe. Slap about under the brakes, you can see the wheel moving about. Misses the apex by quite some distance there, and he's having to.
He's having to go full lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was more than just full. That's more than just well, one turn of the wheel for Foggy through there, like a bus driver in there. Going about the same speed as one as well. Unfortunately, but that's what happens when you get damage around the track like this. You've just got to really wheel it, and Foggy's doing a fantastic job to be in 15th place. Let's be honest, with the damage that he's got on that car. I know what that's like from Belle Isle, having to wheel a car with pretty bad damage.
Got Matt Bunn for company now, and there's a battle going on just behind those as well, getting headed by Sven Glatzel, but now we go on board with Matt Bunn.
No, I think Rushworth might have a look at Savidovic here. He's very close. He's less than 2/10 behind.
So look at that. Here we go. This is coming out of Ascari. Now
this could be an opportunity into the Parabolica, Adam, on the as we're coming to start the penultimate lap. But look at that. He's right in the slipstream, and he can't get close enough.
He's somehow got to execute this move without allowing Alex Simpson to pull away. Might be his opportunity now.
He's got to take this move because he can't allow Michael Hall to get through.
Yeah, Michael Hall is
only
teammate.
half a second behind, sorry.
Yeah, Michael Hall is teammate. The only driver in this top 5 to not, I say to not win a title. He might have won a title in another series that I don't know about. Maybe might win the Champions of the Future series.
I think he did win.
British Touring Car series.
I think he did win that.
See them lifting off, going through the first corner. Power down on the exit. Bit of gravel, bit of curb there.
He's very quick, is Michael Hall. He shows it on a weekly basis.
Yet to take a win this season, by the way. Out of his 65 starts, he has yet to win a race this season. He has been on the podium 3 times, though.
He's yet to take a win, but he does have half a chance of making the showdown if he can put together a spectacular few weeks.
Because we haven't got too many left. We've got, after week 13, we've got Silverstone, Sonoma, Brands, Bathurst and Suzuka. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more race meetings and then it begins.
Yeah.
So
how long to go?
If you include our week off next week, that's 6 weeks. Takes us to mid-October. And then we've got Road America, the Glen, Interlagos. We're back here at Monza again without the chicane. And then we're at Daytona for the final race meeting of the season on 22nd of November.
Yeah, it's a traditional finish in Florida. We're all looking forward to that. Dave Baker's in 6th, by the way. Typical.
Always finds his way there, doesn't he?
Somehow.
This week, it's more than others, I think. Coming into the Parabolica, then we're going to get the white flag this time around, and if anyone's going to stop Alex Simpson, I think it might have to be his own teammate or something from the heavens, I think, because it's going to be...
Sorry.
Yeah, I think we're about to say the same thing. Yeah, that's that.
I was going to say it's going to be very tough because we saw just how tough it was for Jamie when he was right with Wojciech Swidovic. He was less than a tenth behind him. He still couldn't get through.
The drivers like these are at the top of their game. You
don't want to get a slow down there on the last lap.
For that, he's pulled out 0.6 of a second straight away.
It's just a good.
This is what's going to win the race, I think.
Whatever he does through there, mate, it's just perfect. It really is. It's not perfect for Wojciech Swidovic, but I think somehow he won't mind these second places.
Alex running very wide, going through the De La Roja, put 2 wheels into the gravel there. Doesn't lose too much time. Lost about a tenth of a second there. Second continue. Oh, that's not the best line from Jamie Rushworth, to be fair.
He's got 8 off tracks, Alex Simpson. Wojciech Swidovic has none. In fact, Wojciech Swidovic is the only driver in the field who hasn't been off the track in this race. The only one out of 39 of them.
Safest driver award, it counts for something.
It's unbelievable.
And that's coming from last year's unsafest driver award.
Oh dear. Safest driver at the minute with enough starts is David Baker, unsurprisingly, with 3.65 incidents per race. Mark Woodhouse is second, but that would have taken a battering today. Pete Harrod in third. Matt Bunn in third, and then Pete Harrod in fourth. Here we go, final corner, final lap. What's going to happen? Rushworth's trying the big long run, but it's not going to be enough. Car 2 is going to win for the second time today. Alex Simpson comes across, and he takes a double here at Monza.
And he's delighted with that. You can see there as they come across the line. It's very close between Matt Bunn and Ross McFarlane, I think, as they come to the line. Sven Glatzel, I should say, and Matt Bunn. Drag race, and I think Glatzel got it by just half a tenth of a second in the end. Kip Stevens and Christian Rose. Here they come.
Oh dear, one looks in sufficiently better state than the other. Oof, that was close, wasn't it?
10, I think.
Rose by, half a tenth, I think, yeah.
And someone's crashed after the line. That's
It's Laidler.
Laidler.
It's Laidler who's off. Who's still going?
Is everyone across the line?
That's unbelievable. It didn't take long, did it?
think we
get
did
everyone
lose.
across.
I think we did lose Adam Hadfield on that last lap. I did see he'd shown up as in the pit lane, so problem for the Simmortal car on that last lap. But one team that won't be too disheartened by this evening, in fact they'll be very delighted, will be Apex Racing. They currently sit third in the team's championship, by the way. They sit behind Northern Lights Racing, GT Omega and CQR by quite some distance. When it comes to the showdown later in the season, I think it's the 3 teams that go into it. So that might get closed back up again. And the second half of the season form for Apex, it's a bit of a statement of intent to the rest of this league that they will be ready for when the showdown hits after a slightly poor start due to technical issues and drivers moving about and stuff like that.
I tell you, it's all hotting up. It's all starting to make sense coming towards the showdown. It's not been an easy season for Alex Simpson, really, Adam, in that he has improved in his rookie season, but he's struggled to put full good meetings together. And tonight is probably the best meeting he's had. Well, it's definitely the best meeting he's had, but in terms of 3 good races, he got obviously that 14th or whatever it was in race 2 that really helped him out in between those 2 wins.
Okay, let's run you through the finishing order from this final race of the day, as I've just seen something very amusing. Alex Simpson wins.
Is it on the chat, by the way?
It probably is. Second for Wojciech Savidovic, third for Jamie Rushworth. The top 3 separated by just a second in the end. Then it's Michael Hall finishing in 4th. That search for that elusive first win of the season continues. Then Maciek Stakovic 5th, Dave Baker in 6th. 7th for Stu McFadden. Then it's Steve Baxter, Chris Wood and Paul Smith running at the top 10. And what's been a pretty good evening for Team Mad. 3 Team Mad cars inside the top 10. Paul Smith in 11th. Sorry, Josh Thompson in 11th. Jack McIntyre 12th. Rusty Laidler 13th. Nicole Foggy 14th. Then his colleague Dan Brown 15th with Sven Glatzel 16th, with just half a tenth between him and Matt Bunn in 17th. Then it's Ross McFarlane finishing in 18th place, and then moving on back through the field, 19th for Michael Blake, and then 20th for Max Wright. Nathan Davis 21st, another half a tenth of a second in it between Christian Rose and Kip Stevens at the line. Then it's Tristan Bottas in the Team Mad car. Interesting there, because he's got a boosted livery on his car on my screen anyway. Rob Graham finishing in 25th, then Apex Racing's Brian Holmes, who was up there in race 2 before it all went a bit pear-shaped, finishing in 26th here in race 3. Scott Malcolm 27th, then Jake Blackhall finishing in 28th. He was off in the gravel at the start of this one, so somewhat of a salvage operation for him. Will Daniels in 29th and 30th for Adam McNally, and then the car's 1 lap down or more. Pete Newman a lap down, was in front also, along with Adam Hadfield, and the cars didn't finish the race. Not the best evening for Jordan Giddings. That's 2 races in a row with 0 points. Colin Cunniff also failing to score. Jack Sedgwick also down there in 36th place, and then at the back of the field, Lee Deemer. That's another race where he finished 1 lap down in race 2, so he still got some points. But in this one, he got absolutely nothing. Then Carl Jacquelet, 7 laps down. Learning experience for him here in the BSRTC today, and Mark Woodhouse out as well, 7 laps down too, so he didn't get too far in this one either.
Well, I was just looking at Woodhouse in this meeting, disqualified from race 1, race 2 28th, and last in this one. I think he'll want to forget Monza in a hurry, I think. All right, well, go on then, we might as well.
We do have drivers waiting for interviews, and we have got the man of the moment, car 2, 2-time winner here at Monza today. It's Alex Simpson.
Evening, guys.
Well, I think what me and Woody have both have summarised really is that the SDK worked, and you were mighty through the first chicane today.
Yeah, the SDK definitely did work. A treat. Thank you to Pascal for building me that clutch box. It's just what we need. Yeah, so good off the line today. Got me to the front. I'd like to say I was really good through the chicane. But yeah, right now, as I just said in our team chat, I'm effectively Iceman, and Maverick is Wodge tonight because he just played that wingman role just absolutely to perfection today. He was sort of holding people up a little bit through that first chicane to allow me to have a bit of a run and him have the slipstream. It just worked. We didn't want to fight too much on the early laps, and he gave me a call about 4 laps to go. He goes, "Do you want this to be an easy one, or do you want to make a race of it?" And I was like, "Well, I'd like an easy one." Who's gonna say a hard one? But yeah, no. So just all the credit really needs for that final race just needs to go to Wojciech because he just played the team role just to perfection. So, legend.
What's the aim for the rest of the season? Because we've just worked out there's only 5 weeks to go if you take out week 13 till the showdown starts, and you're hanging in there. And 2 wins today will definitely help the cause and give you some podium credits too.
Yeah, well, I think I'd certainly like to get one more win because I feel like that if I have like a disaster in 1 week and it drops me out of the points, I should be in with the wild card. But I'm hoping to get there with the points really. Just try and work my way up. I see I've just gone up into the top 10, so happy with that. Yeah, couple more really good weeks. Try and get like 9th and get comfortable in that top 12. I'll be dead chuffed really. So just when I started the season, the goal was to get to the showdown, try and find some pace through the season, which I think we've done, and yeah, get to showdown and then just take the showdown 1 race at a time and see what happens.
And yeah, we have our week off, but after that we go to... Oh, I had the page open. You might know more than me.
Won't count on that.
It's Silverstone. Silverstone, because we're at the we'll be at the expo, won't we? So we'll be on our way to the expo anyway. I think we might already be there.
No, we'll be there.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, Silverstone National. I like the circuit. It'll be a good fun. Bit hectic. I will be racing from the expo. We will have a rig set up on the Thursday. So yeah, in Germany, I'll try and do that. Maybe we'll get a little live stream broadcast or something like that with us all going. I'm sure you'll be heckling me from behind.
Oh, I think we both will. I think.
I'm sure we will. I think it's guaranteed.
Might be. I don't know about our sobriety though. I don't know, but
we'll see. We'll see about that. I will just say, mate, just my point of view. Well done, and yeah, best meeting of the season, and yeah, I think that's kind of what you needed at this point, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was brilliant. So,
all right. Well,
yeah, thank you.
Stick around with us, and we'll have a chat after. Right. Alex Simpson there, Adam, and I tell you, Apex Racing, they've needed a race like that for quite some time, I think.
It's looking good for them, isn't it? We were just saying before Alex joined us that this is a good opportunity to get some more points on the board for the second half of the season. And another team that's done very well today, perfect segue leading on to them, is Team Mad. And we have one of their drivers in the interview room ready to talk to us, so we'll bring him in.
Well, he thinks it's funny.
Hello.
It's a very good. Very good.
You can blame Rusty for that, by the way.
Joker in the interview room.
He just informed us all that his feet stink. So there you go.
Oh God, well.
Smelly vision on Apex here.
Have you been defeated then, Paul?
Oh, he's gone quiet there. It's been a very good evening for Team Mad. So hopefully this doesn't make it this doesn't damage it at all. Paul, well done. Three Team Mad cars in the top 10 there, and yourself, a very good night too.
I've really enjoyed tonight. I love Monza. It's one of my favourite tracks to race here on iRacing, and especially in the Kia as well. If everybody behaves, you can have some absolutely mega racing with the slipstream, and it just showed it tonight. You know, when people were working together, then it was really good, fair, hard racing. And Rusty, especially in that first race, me and Rusty, we were just at each other's throats all the way through that. But it was really good and really fair.
Yeah, you and me did an endurance race around here once.
Yeah, we did.
It was good. It's a good track to drive in the endurance races, actually, because I don't know, it's one that you can just kind of get all your braking points and hit the same ones lap after lap. It's pretty good.
I mean,
you look like you had a good car tonight, though, mate. You look like you could just put it wherever you wanted, really.
I worked on the setup yesterday, in the practice session. Just a little bit of setup, not much different from Spa, to be honest. And it just seemed to really hook up around here. And it looked after the tyres. I noticed that a lot of people were struggling towards the end of the race compared to our team. So it was a really good setup for looking after those tyres and getting on the brakes and getting out the corners as well.
Yeah, one move on Nick or Foggy Adam was pretty impressive.
Yes, it was. Trying to remember where it started.
Expert analysis there. Never mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, Apex Racing TV's finest, right there.
We've had a shocker tonight, I tell you.
But
hey, what else is new?
And that's just
this is why we're considered to be the finest broadcast team on iRacing. By nobody, right?
I was going to say I might have a few words to say about that.
Like I said, by nobody.
Waiting for the bites to come back.
Oh dear.
Well, Paul, it's 2 weeks' time. It is Silverstone. Silverstone National. It is. Yeah, I know.
I'm not here. I'm away, unfortunately. So yeah, never mind.
Hang on, is that the one that we're missing as well?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Oh, so we can't even get you to do it.
Well,
crap.
Yeah, good luck, boys.
Well, you're with us, aren't you?
I'm not.
Are you not there as well?
I'm down in London, so.
Oh.
Yeah, he's already been to Germany.
No, I asked him if he wanted to come with us. He doesn't want to.
He's done his rounds of Germany, I think.
That's true, actually.
Well, of course, in that case, then.
For me, I think is more the case.
Oh, did they kick you out of the country? Is that what it was?
they were all stood there waving at me as I was leaving them.
Oh dear.
Well, since you love this track so much, Paul, I'm sure you can't wait till we come back here again in the showdown for the no chicane one.
Oh boy, that's going to be crazy. I'm not really. Do you know what? I prefer the Grand Prix layout because it gives you an extra. It's an extra braking zone so that you can get a move done. But it's also, if you're clever about it, you let the guy out brake himself and then get the move done out the corner, out that chicane into the second chicane. So it's a really good one of being attacking and defensive all in one. So that's why I enjoy it. Without the chicane, we always do have some good racing around that without the chicane. And last year I had a really good week there as well. So hopefully that form carries on through to that one.
It's just a case of making sure that the drivers don't fall over each other going into Curva Grande most of the time on that one. I remember once we did a media day here where we did no chicane for the first corner and for the Della Roggia as well.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was carnage.
Trying to get on the brakes for the first Lesmo. So that that was quite a tricky one. But Paul, before we let you go, do you want to send a quick shout out to the sponsors?
Yeah, a big thank you to the SimoneRacingReport.com for supporting the team now. The logo's been on for the last couple of weeks. Also mentioned to Calder Rescue, which is the motor racing rescue unit. It's a group of volunteers, so they're always wanting donations for that. And also thank you to Phoenix Racing from the University of Coventry.
There you
Perfect.
go. Yes, Simon Racing Report did see his analysis of the World Championship Grand Prix Series race at Indianapolis. Worth taking a look. And thanks very much, Paul, for taking the time speaking to us. And enjoy your time down in London. Hopefully it's for leisure, not for work. It might be for work.
It's leisure, but I'm volunteering for an event, so I'm a sucker for it.
So, Paul, before you go, do you want to give a shout out to the sponsors? Good to speak to you, mate, and we'll see you next time.
No worries. Take it easy.
Well, Paul Smith there.
I think that's about going to do it, mate, I think, for this one. We've got to 10:30. I think any more will be driven even more crazy than we already are.
Apparently they're arguing in the interview chat as well. So
oh, good. Well, we'll leave them there then. So, what should we do with Longbottom? I'll just leave him there. Right. Everybody, thank you for watching here tonight on Apex Racing TV. This has been the Monza round of the probably over that, actually, looking at it, that we've just seen on the screen. But it's been great to have you along for this one, for the BSRTC. We will see you next time at Silverstone. So from all of us here,
enjoy your week off. Yeah,
enjoy the week off. Yes.